What's going on, guys? It's Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Painfully Honest Advice. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys some of the easiest ways to go ahead and find money. Basically, you want to go ahead and start investing as soon as possible. And as we get into this next year, into 2021, and we all are going to have some goals financially, these are going to be some very easy ways that I've used in the past and that I'm going to be using to go ahead and start saving even more money as we get into 2021 to go ahead and invest. Now, here's the thing. Why do you want to go ahead and invest? You want to go ahead and start saving money and putting away as much money as possible and actually investing that money so that money can build you even more money while you go to sleep. And that's basically called passive income. One of the biggest ways that wealthy people make money is they let their money go ahead and work for them and build them even more money. There's many different ways to go ahead and build passive income just by investing in dividend-based stocks, in growth-based stocks, in different things out there, which I share on my channel. You can basically go ahead and have your money go ahead and compound over time and actually have your money working for you. Now, before we go ahead and get into the video, if you are new to this channel, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. I do focus on investing in the stock market, as well as I have multiple other investments out there that I like to go ahead and diversify myself in. I focus on business, credit cards, basically anything to do with personal finance. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. And the first and most important thing is going to be to go ahead and set your goals. Basically, if you're looking to go ahead and invest, let's say $1,000 or save $1,000 a month, go ahead and put that down as one of your goals for the following year or the following 6 months, whatever that may be. But basically, by having a goal and basically having a commitment that's written down, you want to go ahead and review that on a daily basis. Because once you go ahead and review that on a daily basis, your mind will basically go ahead and focus in as that being one of the major goals, and you'll start thinking of other ways that you can actually go ahead and build more income to go ahead and generate you more savings. So that is one of my goals that I like to go ahead and focus on, is having a set goal of how much I want to save every single month and basically going ahead and diversifying that into multiple different investments. But having a goal is very important to even get started on this path. One of the ways that you can actually go ahead and see some easy money coming in, you want to go ahead and use the rule of 70-20-10. Basically, by using this rule, you're able to go ahead and take 70% of your overall monthly income and use that for expenses, 20% use that towards investments, and 10% use that towards savings. Now, obviously, to do this, you do need to have some income coming in. There's a lot of side hustles, guys. There's so many videos on YouTube on how to go ahead and make additional money. I mean, having a channel on YouTube, you can get monetized and you can make money this way. Having some freelance work, whatever it may be, there's many different websites out there to go ahead and start building income. Some of the ways that I've actually built income in the past is I've sold stuff on eBay, on Craigslist. You might have clothes that you can go ahead and sell on Poshmark, or be able to go ahead and do some designing work on websites like Upwork, like 99 Designs, or like Fiverr. So there's many different ways out there to go ahead and build some side hustles. I would personally recommend to have multiple side hustles so you have money coming in from many different ways. But once you have income coming in, and just for round numbers, let's say you have $1,000 coming in every single month, you want to go ahead and take that money and basically take $700, keep it for expenses, take $200, keep it for investing, and then have $100 and keep it for savings. I would set up 3 separate accounts. Soon as you have your monthly paycheck come in or your weekly paycheck, go ahead and transfer the investment money into that account. Go ahead and transfer the savings money into that account, and then leave the rest of the money into your main account. So having it broken up into 3 separate accounts is a very good idea. And then at the end of the month, all the money that you have in your investments account, go ahead and invest that. All the money in your savings account, keep that for a rainy day. So let me go ahead and break this down even further, this rule of 70-20-10, because this is a rule that I've been following, and this is one way that I've been able to go ahead and invest more and more money into different income generating businesses or income generating investments. So now, if we go ahead and break this down, 70% is covering our expenses. But let's say that you are making $1,000 a month, but your expenses are $800. You want to go ahead and focus in on reducing all your expenses as much as possible. Some of the biggest things I can tell you guys about reducing expenses is look at everything that's basically a want and not a need. Unfortunately, upfront, that will hurt to go ahead and reduce that expense. But I'll tell you guys, once you have your investments paying for themselves and building a passive income, you'll be able to go ahead and get that just from the passive income that you have coming in. So it's a very important rule to keep your expenses under 70%. If your expenses are higher than 70%, go ahead and look and really review what you really need out of those things and then cut your expenses down. I've really focused in on really cutting all my expenses, and along with that, I'll say any type of debt that you have, you want to go ahead and start focusing on paying that debt. So for example, if you only have about $600 in expenses, but you're making $1,000 every single month, go ahead and take that additional $100 and pay off that debt so you can go ahead and get that debt paid off early. Because at the end of the day, if you can go ahead and reduce your expenses long term, you can go ahead and start investing more of that money into different investments. So keeping your expenses under 70% is very important, but also if you have any money left over out of that 70%, go ahead and pay down whatever debt that you can basically pay down to go ahead and reduce that even further so you can have all your debt paid off. Because at the end of the day, debt sucks and I hate having expenses, but as part of just owning different assets, obviously that's part of the game. But now talking about investing, taking that 20% that's in a separate account, you want to go ahead and invest that into different passive incomes. Now there's many different passive incomes out there. I talk about this a lot on my channel. I like to go ahead and focus on a couple of different ones here. Some of the ones that I like to focus on is having investments in the stock market. Basically, within the stock market, there's two different ways to go ahead and invest to go ahead and generate you more wealth in the future. One is going to be by dividend growth stocks, which are going to be stocks like Apple, Nvidia, the Microsofts. Basically, with these stocks, they have a potential to grow, but they also earn you income because they focus on paying you out dividends. With this, you're earning additional money, and with a dividend-based strategy, it's a great strategy for a new beginner because you take all the emotions out of investing, and let's say the stock goes down $200 tomorrow, you're not concerned because you're still generating income every single month or every single quarter because you're still getting those dividends. Plus, if it goes down, you're able to go ahead and buy that stock even cheaper. So you're able to get a higher return on your dividend. So that's one way that I really like to go ahead and focus on passive income. Another way is investing in growth stocks. Basically, these are stocks like Tesla, like Shopify. There's many different stocks out there like Amazon. I mean, those are some of the ones that I can think of on the top of my head that I invest in. But these are basically stocks that you see that are going to basically be tenfold stocks or that are going to grow over 10 times in the next 5 years. Basically, I like to go ahead and focus on diversifying in these as well because this is an easy way to go ahead and build you additional wealth and have your money basically go ahead and grow for you. And this is probably one of the riskiest ways, but it's also one of the most lucrative. Now, other investments out there are like cryptocurrency. I do invest in BTC as well as investing in businesses. Now, I have multiple businesses that I currently own, and I like to go ahead and invest in businesses because long term, by investing in a business, if that business takes off, you're able to go ahead and reinvest or grow that business. Now, this is just going to be some of the ideas in regards to that 20% bucket or the investment bucket. And then the 10% bucket is basically going to be taking 10% of your income that's in your third account and basically keeping that for a rainy day. Because at the end of the day, there's many things that happen that are basically unpredicted. For example, the stock market is extremely high right now. I do believe that we're going to see a correction. And when that correction comes, if you have some savings sitting on the sideline, you can basically go ahead and take advantage of investing in the stock market and buying stocks much cheaper, or just having it for a rainy day so you don't have to go ahead and dig into your investments to pay for an expense that may come up. I mean, there's many different expenses that just happen on a day-to-day basis, like getting tires for your car, which is something I had to do recently. So having some extra savings on the sidelines, you can actually go ahead and take advantage of doing that. Now guys, here's the thing. This is the rule that I've been following, and I can tell you guys I've grown my savings by a lot. It takes a little bit of work up front to go ahead and mentally be prepared to go ahead and put away 20% for investment and 10% for savings right up front from your check. But as you go ahead and grow and as you go ahead and reinvest your investments, you'll realize that this can become an addiction and that you'll want to go ahead and just invest more and more. So you'll want to go ahead and keep cutting down your expenses. Now, just a little tidbit on the side here as well. If you don't want to set up 3 different accounts to go ahead and allocate the funds towards, another thing that I've done in the past is I've actually created envelopes. And I have 3 different envelopes that I go ahead and use and basically take the money out, and put it in each one of these envelopes. And let me go ahead and share that with you guys real quick. I'll be right back. I'm actually gonna go ahead and bring the envelopes just so I can show you guys that I actually used 3 different envelopes. All right, okay, so these are basically 3 different envelopes that I go ahead and use. Now I don't want to share with you guys basically all the different expenses that I have, but I mean, I guess you guys can maybe see some of these expenses, but I basically go ahead and write down the different expenses on each one of these envelopes, and I basically go ahead and use these envelopes to go ahead and keep my expenses in order. I like this idea. I'm not sure where I actually got this idea from, but basically by having 3 different expenses, you're able to go ahead and really commit to having savings and having investments, because you have to go ahead and take the money out, and now you have money separated for all your expenses every single month. And then I go ahead and just cross out all those expenses once I go ahead and pay it. Now this is one way. I like this way because it just keeps me very disciplined. But hopefully you guys found this video useful. This is basically how I go ahead and the mentality and the mindset that I go ahead and use to go ahead and have money to go ahead and invest with and have money for savings. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Also, if you want to go ahead and take advantage of some free stocks, this is basically going to be very, very free money at the end of the day. Webull's basically offering 4 free stocks. When you go ahead and sign up with them and deposit $100 in your account, you can go ahead and sell these stocks down the road if you want to. It's free money at the end of the day, and I never say no to free money. But thank you guys for watching again. Until next time, see you guys at the next one.